probably will move or just go around with my van into places, talk to the people. But yeah, like looking forward for other people to connect with other people. There's the group, the Free Villages group. It has some people, but I haven't talked about this at all. Like I haven't talked about this at all to anyone. This is the first time that I actually talk a little bit about this. So yeah, it's just a seed. It's just a seed at this point. But yeah.
Pedro, Andy here. Now, we spoke a lot last year, and I like the approach. The approach is to find existing abandoned villages and to try and buy them up or to try buying pieces of them because that's one of the whole aspects. That's one of the beauties of what you're trying to do is solve the housing issue because sure, there are plenty of places you can go to and get a 0% personal income tax, but who cares if the cost of housing is exorbitant, is a half million euro, €1 million? So you're getting choked out with a big overhead from the onset. You can go to the Cayman Islands and not pay tax. That's not hard to do. Any one of us can do that if you can afford the housing. So I understand what you're trying to do, and it's a really cool idea. You're not talking about raising tons of money to buy land, to build places from scratch. I mean, that's cool too. I mean, I think many of us have those fantasies and dreams as well. You're talking about doing something that is actionable, that is something that can be done today, not tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't think anyone should get fixated on Bitcoin or Switzerland. And those are points of references that can be used to talk to normies, to talk to people that are outside of these circles that need some way of understanding what's going on, right? So I
Exactly.
understand what you're trying to do, and I'm very much simpatico with it. So I mean, look, we can nitpick about Switzerland also. There's parts of Switzerland that suck, that are really expensive, or they don't have the direct democracy that you talk of, or they have all sorts of problems. It's not this great big paradise, but I understand it's a point of reference. Same thing with Bitcoin. There's lots of problems with Bitcoin. John correctly pointed out the distribution problem that it has, but it also solves a lot of issues too, and it's an easy point of reference. But back to it. So tell me, what areas in Northwest Spain are you still looking to uh, get this started with the free villages? And then and then I have a quick point that I want to make afterward. But please run with this, Pedro. You got this.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's exactly it. This is a presentation for normies, basically, not for network states. Very informed, but it's important to talk about Bitcoin and Swiss democracy because I know it's the most controversial topics. So it's like getting the controversy out of the way immediately. Get it being discussed. I truly believe in this. I would be lying if I didn't say this. So it's very important for me to not lie. I made a Buddhist vow to not lie, so this is why I brought it up. But yeah, like Northwest Spain, it's Spain everywhere right now. It's Spain everywhere. Um, yeah, like I need to go to places. I need to go to the places. And then there are a lot of opportunities. I don't know where to start. To be honest with you, I'll go on a trip. I'll go on a trip, go to the places, and see the properties, and then just talk about it on the internet, which is like the thing that I would like to start doing more because I
Right.
think it's all about. Huh?
No, you're right. Yeah, I know. We talked about doing a field trip up there. I think we all ought to organize some sort of a field trip to Galicia or Northwest Spain and see what's out there. Real fast, though, this was the other point I wanted to make, and then I'll get off the floor and let other folks chime in. Uh, I know there's some concern about Spain itself, right? It's not like Mr. John McAfee and Roger Ver have had a good time in Spain. So I don't know how people feel about Spain as being a pro freedom place. Now, I understand that the numbers are pretty good in Spain, right? We're talking about inexpensive real estate in Western Europe, if you want to call it that, Southern Europe, if you want to call it that. So the numbers on a financial level are really good.
Yeah.
But the question becomes you look at John McAfee and Roger Ver, and you ask yourselves, I know these are controversial figures, and I don't think that any one of us is at risk of meeting their fate, thank God. Still, you have to ask yourself, how pro freedom is it? Uh, I don't know. What is the political situation like in Spain?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. The risk is very low. So this is the most important part. Like the villages are cheap everywhere in the world. The risk is extremely low. So if it's not Spain, it's Argentina. If it's not Argentina, it's Paraguay. It's also Brazil in the south. It's there are a lot of opportunities. That's the most important thing. It can fail everywhere, anywhere. Like it can
It's
fail.
it's one of those things that you know, a big problem is that the places with weak governments tend to have lots of crime. So you know, I mean, yeah, signing lots of bureaucratic forms can be annoying, especially for libertarians. But getting it's better than getting shot, you know. And